Hey guys, Ben here, Honeydew Homestead. Welcome to day 2 of experimenting with different styles of garden beds to try to figure out how we're going to grow food on this slope terrain. So today, I'm going to build another raised bed right next to the one that you saw, maybe it was last week or a couple days ago. But I'm going to build this one a little bit different. I think the way that I built the last one, it was a pain. I'm not gonna lie, it was a pain. So I want to come up with a way that's a little bit easier to follow, and it's something that you could do at home, maybe a little bit easier than kind of how I did the last one. In the last one, you totally could build that way, but it wasn't the easiest way to do it. So I'm gonna show you a different way that it's a little looser, a little easier to put together, and hopefully you'll agree with me. But definitely let me know what you think. Which way do you prefer better? The one that you saw last time or the one you're going to see today? Alright, let's get started. For a quick recap on what we have here in terms of tools and materials, I've got some scrap offcuts from building the fence projects. I've got a couple of pickets to start, a circular saw to help me do my cuts, some screws, and a couple of tools here, a little drill to drive those screws, a little level, hammer, and a digging tool. I don't necessarily need a whole post hole digger because I'm not going to dig these holes very deep, so that should be more than enough. This one is optional, but it's good to have, and of course, a pencil. So the next thing I'm going to do now is actually pull a string just so that I know I have a straight line, and that's going to give me a guideline of where I need to put my next corner post. I forgot how hard it was to dig in this soil. Look how shiny that is. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this, but I'm still gonna stick with what I said before. I think definitively the best solution would be to just dig out the entire thing, get a nice flat bed, build a nice square box, and then just backfill. All of this measuring and digging and putting posts, it's kind of a pain. It really is. Honestly, I could probably still dig this by hand, but I may actually do that for the other half of the bed along this row. We'll see. That's if I decide to continue with this whole raised bed picket fence project, but overall I'll say it's going to be a good thing when it's done, right? So I'll keep plugging at it, and hopefully I like what I see in the end. While I'm at it, I decided to make a couple of small improvements. I went ahead and I put this center support bar a lot lower so that I can cover it over with soil, and short-rooted crops aren't going to be bothered by this because that's going to be a good almost 6 inches down in the ground. And it's so thin that the roots will just grow around it. I also took this one off and pushed it down as much as I could just to kind of retrofit the original box. But you're getting a better idea of what this is turning out like. I still have to finish the bottom fill over there, and then I'll smooth a lot of this stuff out, maybe get some fresh wood chips, and then if I'm feeling creative, I might come back and do a little bit of trim work to kind of clean it up. But again, all of this is pretty rough carpentry. I just need a box to hold the dirt at this point. It's been a rough growing season, at least a good start to it. So I'm just going to keep plugging at this, and hopefully it turns out okay. But with that, before it gets too dark, I just want to say thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching 2 different builds that are pretty much the same but slightly different in terms of the order of how they're made. And I also did tell you about the third approach, which honestly might be the best, even if it's the most labor intensive. If you're really looking to get a nice finished carpentry look with your raised beds, is to pre-build the beds, make them nice and square on a workbench or on your garage floor, and then just dig out the space that you need to get a nice level base, and then backfill from there. It's just a lot more digging. This is less digging, less back-breaking work, but it's still pretty annoying, and there's a lot of measurements and things never turn out quite as square as you want them to be. But I'll go ahead and leave it there. You decide for yourself. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, or if you have any suggestions on different ways of building raised beds on a slope. With that, you guys, be good, and I'll see you on the next one.